Hi ladies, I wanted to take this time to redo a previous video on how to transition from getting your nails done at the salon to doing them at home with GelMoment. My first option was to go to the salon and have them removed. If you are just impatient and want your gels or acrylics removed right now, the easiest way was to just go to the salon and have them removed. Yes, it was your time, and yes, it cost you money, but for those who don't want to deal with them, they're off. But the con of that is you are left with naked, thinned out, damaged nails that might need a little rehab. That was me. I had to completely rest my nails before I could go back in with any other products because they were so thin and sore. And that was a big con of just having everything removed at once. So I'm going to take you through the option that we have now since salons are closed, using the gel polish system from GelMoment at home. So if you have gels or acrylics on, our removal system will not remove that built up product. What we can remove is the gel polish on top. So if you have gel or acrylics, you know it's that thick, they build it up, and it has to be removed with a grinding tool. We do not have that, making our system damage free. What we do have is products that can remove the gel polish on top. So popular brands are for gel polish are Shellac or Gelish. OPI has a gel line, and we can remove any of those. Those are all gel polishes. So when you get a gel or acrylic done, they're putting color on top of that build, which is gel polish. So even if you have gels or acrylics, say you had red polish applied on top, we can remove that. So let's deal with that first, and then we'll deal with your regrowth. So for our system, you have two options for removing that color. You can use the remover pads, and how these work, you open the packet, stick your finger into the saturated remover pad, and it has a sticky strip on the back like a band-aid. You're just going to stick it around your nail, and I personally swear by these remover clips. You're going to put the remover clip over top the remover pad to keep the air out and keep the pad secure. So if you like the remover pads, that's one way to go. I personally swear by our new product called Flake Off. It is way faster and way easier to use. So what you're going to use for this guy, and similar to the pads, you want to file the color down first. You're not going to damage the nail. You're just thinning out that gel polish color. You're going to apply this to the nail, let it soak for about 5 minutes. You're going to hear some crackling, and you're going to see some lifting and bubbling. And you just take your cuticle pusher and you just push that polish off very gently. And then you're left with your gels or acrylics that are underneath. So now let's deal, now the color is off, we've dealt with that, we're going to deal with the regrowth. So what you are going to do is take your file, the white gritty side, and you are going to thin out as much as you can that gap. So you're gonna see your healthy, naked nail coming up from the bottom, which is great. It's healthy, it's fine. We don't want to touch that, but what we do want to thin out is the thickness of the gel meeting that fresh regrowth. So take your white file and really thin the base out as best as you can. When that's thinned out, when we apply polish over top, because that gel is going to still be on your nail, when we thin that out, we're going to have a seamless transition from regrowth to your new nail. So that's the important part of all of this, is just thinning that out so you can't tell that you are still growing off your acrylics or your gel. So thin out that thickness first of all, deal with that. Then what you can do again with the white side is shape your nails. I don't recommend clipping your nails unless you want to get rid of the length, but under your gels and acrylics are your natural nails. So if you're liking the length and that gel is going to stay on there to protect them, you can just file them with the end into whatever shape you want. That is not going to damage it. So you can take off the length, you can make them an almond shape. I personally have mine coffin right now, which I love, because over time the length gets worn down just from wear and tear. So by the time I'm ready to change my mani, mine are quite rounded. So I just did mine fresh and they are square again. So you can take that file and shape them into whatever color you want. And then you're going to get into regular prep like you normally would with any gel polish. So you're going to gently buff the surface of the nail, yes, including the gel, because we want the gel to be able to adhere to that. So you don't want it super slick and shiny and smooth. Gentle buff, you don't need to over buff. We don't want to damage anything, especially that healthy nail that's coming in from the bottom. Give it a quick buff. You're going to cleanse it with a cleanser pad. This is just getting rid of any of the debris, any grease, any oils from the nail, and then make sure that's dried. Just takes a couple seconds, and then go in with your gel polish. If you notice that maybe you haven't thinned it out as much as you needed to and you want to thin it out more, just take your cleanser pad and remove that polish. It cannot dry down on its own. So unless it's cured, you have all the time in the world to go back and fix it. What I found is, even if it's on the first coat and even the second coat, if you're like, ugh, I don't know, I can still see a line, add a third coat. By the third coat, it's like perfect. So the more gel that we put at the base, you can even put just a touch thicker where that regrowth is to match up to the gap where your gel or acrylic is sitting. You can just fudge it. And no one's seeing us anyway, we're at home, so just be patient with your nails. You can thin that gel and acrylic out as much as you possibly can, but you don't want to have sore fingers because it is friction. So if you're over filing, you will get sore fingers. They'll be sore for about a day. I've been guilty of this. They'll be sore for about a day, but again, you're not actually damaging the nail. Just your fingertips are going to be sore because of all of that friction. But you're just trying to thin out the gel or acrylic product that is sitting on your nail. So you really can get a beautiful seamless look using the GelMoment products. Be patient, thin it out as best as you can, and then apply your favorite color. Because with the gel polish, you are going to have protection on your nails. You are going to have the beautiful salon quality look, whether it's on your fingers or your toes. So with your toes, if you've had gel, which I think is more rare, some people get gel on their toes for a special occasion like their wedding, or if they're going on a long vacation, they'll get a gel French pedicure. But for the most part, it's gel polish on toes. That's super easy. Our system can totally take care of that. And with toes, I don't personally file my toenails. I clip them, and I like that best. I don't know where my clipper went, but I like to clip the length down of my toes first, and then I'll put the removers on just to get rid of any length that I don't need my remover sitting on. I'll just clip them back, do my removal, and then put a fresh coat of polish on. So if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. And I really hope this helps you guys transition at home. And I know we're all at home stuck right now, so let's do our nails so we feel pretty. Have an awesome day.